Just moments ago, King Charles shocked the nation by breaking 300 years of royal protocol, directly challenging London Mayor Sadiq Khan over his migration policy. What followed has thrown Westminster into complete turmoil. The king invoked ancient constitutional powers not used since 1834, leaving Khan speechless for nearly a minute as protests erupted across every London borough. The chaos that followed could shake the foundations of the Labour government. It all began 3 days ago when King Charles attended what was meant to be a simple memorial ceremony for Commonwealth veterans. But when the king noticed Sadiq Khan's seat empty, after the mayor pulled out last minute to attend a meeting about housing asylum seekers in old military barracks, everything changed. Charles had invited a dozen veterans who'd been evicted from their council homes to make way for new arrivals. Seeing their faces and Khan's absence, he abandoned his scripted speech and delivered a heartfelt rebuke that sent shockwaves through the nation. The king's words were searing. When did we decide that those who built and defended this country should be displaced in favor of those who have just arrived? When did British loyalty become worth less than foreign need? Within minutes, his remarks spread worldwide. Within hours, #King Charles Speaks trended across 47 countries. Downing Street rushed to label his comments constitutionally inappropriate, but it was already too late. The moment had ignited a movement. That evening, Charles invited 3 homeless veterans to dine privately with him at Clarence House. One of them, a 68-year-old Kosovo veteran, said the king wept while listening to his story. Later that night, Charles personally authorized £5 million from his private funds to provide emergency housing for displaced veterans, a decision praised by military leaders as the most extraordinary act of compassion they'd ever witnessed. The contrast was brutal. While Khan slept comfortably, the king stayed up past midnight making calls to house veterans. Across London, men who fought for Britain now sleep rough while luxury hotels host asylum seekers at taxpayer expense, costing £8 million a day. Videos of veterans sleeping on the streets while Khan's administration funds 4-star accommodation for newcomers have enraged the public. Even lifelong Labour supporters are saying they no longer recognise their party. And then came the bombshell. Documents revealed Khan's office spent £127,000 on a luxury gala at the Savoy Hotel just weeks before veterans were evicted, complete with champagne, a 7-course meal, and celebrity entertainment. Photos of Khan toasting with champagne beside images of a homeless veteran went viral, shared over 2 million times. The outrage was unstoppable. What happened next no one predicted. At 9:30 p.m. last night, King Charles invoked the royal prerogative of mercy and redirected 12 Duchy of Lancaster properties to house homeless veterans. Witnesses say he declared, "No British serviceman will sleep on my streets while I draw breath. The Crown exists to serve those who served." When advisers warned this could cause a constitutional crisis, the king reportedly replied, "Then let them try to remove me." The backlash for Khan has been catastrophic. His approval rating in London collapsed from 48% to 31% overnight, the sharpest drop ever recorded for a sitting mayor. Billions were wiped from property markets. Protests exploded across London with banners reading, "Veterans before migrants," and "Charlie Save Britain." Even Labour MPs are turning on Khan, calling for his resignation. Internationally, Charles has been praised for moral courage while Khan faces political ruin. Inside City Hall, chaos reigns. Leaked reports describe furious aides, panicked meetings, and senior Labour figures already plotting leadership bids. Insiders say Khan looked broken, staring silently at the river from his office for over an hour after the king's housing announcement, realizing his career may have just ended before his eyes. For more breaking updates on this constitutional earthquake shaking Britain to its core, stay tuned to British Report 24.